Testing. get a little, they have a lot of social time. And he has introduced himself for the last 10 years as Craig's age. And I've never attended bars, but I've never missed one at the same time. I know. It's, that field is rough. Just, you gotta let me breathe. You gotta let it breathe. And you know what I'm gonna do tonight? Pull it. Like it's gonna rain so hard tonight, you're not gonna know what to do it. Yeah. Yes.
All right, good evening. We'll call to order with a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our March meeting. We'll start. First, I just want to announce that prior to tonight, that we've had a few executive sessions. Just want to note for record. So on February 10th and February 24th, there were exec sessions for personnel and legal, and then just before this tonight, we had an exec session for legal. Next, we'll go into the approval of the meeting minutes from last month. That will be the unanimous consent. Any questions from the board on what you see in the meeting minutes from last month? Okay, Dr. Stade, so we'll approve those. Next, we have a couple presentations today, so we will start first with the nutrition group.
Hi, everybody. Katie Galinsky, Regional Manager with the Nutrition Group. Thank you to Tracy for making sure we were prepared and printed our presentation in case it wasn't working on the screen. So I put it at everybody's spot.
Would you just document everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Your Vanna White today.
Thank you. So hi, Katie Lindsay. Nice to see some familiar faces and some new faces. I'm your regional manager. Happy to say I've been working with Athens. This is coming on my 6th year, of course. Happy to be partnered with the Nutrition Group and Athens for over 17, 18 years now. It's been some time, so very happy to be back. Been a pretty exciting year so far. Of course, you know Leanne, your on-site food service director. First, before we start, just want to say, thank you to all of our staff. You're going to see some pictures. We're going to talk about our programs. None of that happens without all the staff that's doing this. So thank you, and thank you to administration for allowing us, to partner here and for working with us. So just wanted to give them a special shout out. So of course we do food, so nothing tells better sometimes than the picture. So just a little snapshot of some of the different events that we've been doing as you flip through the first couple pages. Some highlights that really have been probably my favorite program this year is our new nutrition expedition and Take Nutrition Global. That's where students get to visit a different country every month in the cafeteria, and that's been going over really well. Some of the different countries we've visited were China, Italy, Peru. Next month we're going to Turkey. And what menu item are you serving? Oh, falafels. So just some different items to introduce the students to some different foods. We have a lot of great marketing pieces that go along with this, geared to either the elementary level or the high school level. Fun signs to teach the students how to say hello or thank you in the native language, and then also some fun facts about what the student's day is like in that native country too. Another way just to connect students and enhance the school program. Some other things that we've been doing are some new pop-up a la carte stations at the high school, which definitely went over pretty well. That Leanne and her team has been doing, so excited to bring some additional sales to you as well. In the fall, we did a sushi day where we had sushi rolls, California roll, and we sold those a la carte. We also sold chicken sushi burritos as part of the meal, so any student who didn't want to maybe buy something a la carte, they could still participate as part of the meal, so that was really fun. Our corporate chef Ryan Spalding was here, and myself and a team of directors, so we rolled sushi, and we rolled it right in the kitchen there, taught some of the staff. It was fun. Tomorrow an event we're doing full gyros, and our corporate chef Ryan Spalding is coming up for that too. He's going to be at Lynch tomorrow as well. So we have some really fun chef-inspired things that are happening that you can see as we flip through some of those pages. Some new recipes focusing on some different things with breakfast. As you know, at Athens, of course, everyone has free breakfast and free lunch. The state is still promoting the free breakfast where you're able to claim everyone as a free breakfast too and receive that subsidy, which has really helped to, of course, number one, feed the students, but also, to increase revenue of your program. So we've really been focusing on some different things. Smoothies, the peanut butter parfait, which was a big hit that they really liked here. So you can see some of those pictures as you flip through. Another one focusing on some of our farm to fork programs is our baked potato bar. So Leanne, did you want to share a little bit about how that one went over?
So at the middle school and high school level, we did a baked potato bar. The students were able to get a fresh baked potato with a ton of different toppings. We had a ton of students and staff eat lunch that day, and definitely ask for it again. So that's been a really big hit. We did like cheese sauce, there was broccoli, bacon bits, basically the works, and they were able to get that as their free lunch.
Also, just most recently at SRU, we had a K-pop event from the K-pop Demon Hunters movie. If you have anyone in elementary level, it is the hit right now. And Leanne did a really fun event. Something that they eat in the movie is ramen noodle bowls. We have a whole grain ramen noodle, part of our nutrition expedition program. So we were able to serve that, and the students absolutely loved it. And they were all singing and dancing in the cafeteria. It was really, really a fun event. So again, just something to enhance the program. That's really what we're focusing on, bringing fun to the cafeteria, and of course increasing participation where we can. You may have remembered that I talked a little bit last year about the PA Beef Grant. Well, that is something that you were awarded again this year. The PA Beef Grant is through the PA Beef Council, where they support 50% of the cost share with the school district of bringing in local beef. This year we were able to partner with Keeney Farms, which was right out of Benton, PA. Mr. Keeney actually hand delivers the burgers right here to the high school and middle school. Those are the burgers that you may have tried today during your meetings. We're serving them at the high school and the middle school every day. They're absolutely delicious. They are a 4-ounce burger, and again, they're supporting that local farm. Actually, they're processed at, I say it wrong,
Leona
locally as well. So he uses a local processor, which I learned after partnering with him. We're planning a PA Beef Day, I believe with the wonderful teachers and folks behind us that we talked about, and to connect the students a little bit more with where the food is coming from. So this grant has been really, really wonderful, and we're grateful to have it. It started a little bit late, so we started getting these burgers right about the first of the year. The only delay was because of the government shutdown. They didn't release the grant, but now it's kind of almost like funds unlimited. So we keep requesting more cases. As long as they keep bringing them, we're going to keep getting them. So really excited about that. Some of the fun things coming up, we talked about our corporate chef Ryan is visiting tomorrow for Nutrition Expedition. We have some global days like turkey with the falafels, apple pie day, Freaky Foods, which is one of our new nutrition education events where students in the high school or middle school level can come up to the table and try freaky food. May not be freaky to us, but something to get a little bit more exciting. So like that Brussels sprouts or papaya or something like that. Again, trying to promote that nutrition education that we promised to bring. Also Fruity Friday, which is always a hit. I know we've had it a couple times at the elementary, but the students really seem to love that. The next page, talking a little bit more about some numbers. So as of the end of February, we're still performing pretty well. We were budgeted to serve 1,349 lunches, and we're serving right at that, 1,351. So really positive that we're doing that. And continuing. Breakfast participation has really increased. I feel like I'm a walking breakfast promotion because breakfast is free and you get reimbursed for free, and I think it's definitely the most important meal of the day. So I'm always talking about how you can increase it and bring meals. The governor's initiative was bring meals at a level for students and make it more accessible for them. So I always say that breakfast is such a key for that, for the students to get it in the morning, and then also for the revenue generator. So we are budgeted to serve 567 breakfasts per day, and we're serving 686. Most of that is because of all the second chance breakfast happening at the middle school and the high school. So that's really promising to see. And again, sometimes those students are coming in middle school and high school level and they're not hungry maybe when they come in, but 8:30, 9 o'clock hits and they're hungry now. So you can still serve breakfast up until a half an hour before lunch starts. So thank you. I know that there's a lot of pieces with those second chance breakfasts. So thanks to all of administration who allows that to happen. And then a la carte sales, we're selling right at about there. We were budgeted $276 per day and we're at $271. So a little bit lower there. Of course, that's why we're piloting some of those different a la carte pop-up stations so we can help try and increase those numbers. So right now we were budgeted to be at a return of 57,943, and we're actually at 82,190. So that's showing pretty well. However, there may be some changes. Actually, Tracy and I were talking, about the addition of some wages from when we budgeted with the SFA. So that may adjust a little bit. So we're going to kind of balance out to make sure what we have recorded is right. But still looking very well, and a lot of that additional revenue comes from that breakfast. Some of the hot topics going on right now, added sugars and whole milk. So I thought I'd just talk about them briefly, just because I know it's kind of talked about in the media a little bit. Added sugars are something that the federal government is focusing on. You probably all heard that My Plate has changed. All of the nutrition guidelines are changing. Of course, it's going to affect National School Lunch Program and School Breakfast Program. We're already ahead of this at the nutrition group. Right now, the regulation asks that all cereal and yogurts meet under the 10 grams of added sugar. We're already meeting that and have since the beginning of the year. So that actually goes into effect next year, and we're already meeting it here. Something that's definitely happening is more protein items served at breakfast, which again, we are meeting that as well. So I feel like we're really being proactive in the ways of getting what the changes are coming already in place here. Also, whole milk, the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act came out. Excuse me. You may have heard a lot about this, and the media is pushing that whole milk is back in schools, but they leave out some of the details, so just wanted to share a little bit of it. So one, whole milk is back in schools. You can serve whole milk at lunch only. You cannot serve it at breakfast. Not sure why, but that is how the act is written. So you can serve whole milk or 2%. It's available at lunch only. You're only allowed to serve white whole milk, not any flavored milk, because the added sugars then will not meet. And the state did relax the saturated fat in the menu guidelines to meet with the whole milk, but only for milk, not for any other component. So just a little bit of facts on that. The state hasn't really released a ton of information on this. It's kind of still new. The whole milk is not really costing a lot more from dairies, so maybe another penny or two. So it's really not an issue where schools wouldn't bring it in because of a cost. But it's definitely a concern of how many milks we have to bring in, because you can't serve it at every meal. So, of course, we want to be budgeting, and we want to be not wasting milk because it's a dated product. So that's really all of the update I have. I'm sorry, I know I kind of flew through a bunch of info, but I know that there's a lot out there. Just wanted to hit. Is there any questions that anybody has that I can help to answer?
Just a comment.
Sure.
So Leanne and I have been working on something. We won't be able to get it out tomorrow, but a lot of what you see about school lunches, we're going to talk about what school lunches was. And Leanne is our food service director. We did a nice video that's going to come out on social media probably Thursday or Friday now, talking a lot about what we do, our Wellness Wednesdays, our Global Expedition, and just the purpose behind the food. So I hope everybody pays attention to that, and we're very thankful for people like Leanne. So
Yes.
thank you. And you too, Katie, but
Thank
Leanne
you.
is here every day.
She's the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate the time. Thanks for having us.
All right, so next we'll go to our second presentation, FFA. Come on up.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your night to see us. My name is Brooke Geiger. I am serving as a president this year, and this is my officer team.
Our vice president is Marissa Randall. She's the one handing out the papers right now. My name's Sophia Marika, and I am your treasurer.
Hi, I'm Ella Wilkinson, and I'm your secretary.
Hello, I'm Abram Steinfeld, and I am your student advisor.
Hello, I'm Kylie Holslander, and I am the chaplain.
Hi, I am Avery Grohall, and I am your chapter historian.
We are so thankful that my fellow officers were able to come out tonight and represent, and even the ones that aren't here tonight, you can see pictured in our officer picture. So I really want to touch on tonight our amazing chapter. We are so proud of our members. We have approximately 168 members in our chapter. This ranges throughout our whole high school. All they have to do to be a member is to take an ag class. So this includes taking your intro class to begin your journey in FFA, and then choosing our electives into your class schedule. So approximately 90 of these members have at least practiced and participated in one event this year, whether that be leadership, a little bit of line dancing, some fun. So let's get into it.
So to start us off this evening, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest events that we go to in FFA, and that is the Pennsylvania FFA State Convention. So during the month of June, members will participate and compete in various different activities, LDEs and CDEs, which are leadership development events and career development events. So these can range from public speaking events to dairy judging to doing environmental natural resources, and they're events that students will prepare for, sometimes go to county and regional competitions to make it up to the state level so that they can go and compete in these activities, and they work really, really hard on these. We have students who are very invested in them. We have a lot of success rate through these. So in 2025, which this past summer, our agricultural sales team got 6th place as a team. Our dairy cattle management had a 1st place individual. Our employment skills had 4th and 9th place individuals. Our forestry team had 7th and 9th place individuals and a 3rd place team overall. Our maple team had 6th and 8th place individuals and then a 3rd place overall as a team. And our small gas engines had individuals of 6th and 10th and a 5th place overall as a team. So these students work really, really hard throughout the year to practice and get ready so that they can go and compete in these events.
Okay, another main event that our FFA members are able to experience during the summer is the Troy Fair. So as an FFA member, you will typically have an SAE, which is an independent study of any of your choosing, as long as it's agriculturally based. And some students choose to exhibit, market, or breeding animals at the Troy Fair. This opportunity really helps students learn valuable animal science skills, along with important character traits such as patience, confidence, hard work, and financial management skills.
Okay, so each year we get to attend the National FFA Convention, which is held in Indianapolis, and that would be students from all over the United States, including Puerto Rico. So if you're lucky enough to meet someone from there, that's kind of interesting to see and hear about. Some of the things you do at convention is talk to colleges, talk to future employers, and they will gladly help you out, like find your path, of your future, and they have hands-on things that you can do, like that you might find your interest there. Another thing that they do is workshops, so that teaches you leadership skills, effective communication, stuff like that. And then outside of like the convention, like on the way there or in the Indianapolis area, we get to go to like a Fair Oaks Farm, which is a farm north of Indianapolis. They have about 36,000 cows, if I'm correct. Another thing we did was Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Kinzue Bridge State Park. If any of you have been there, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's really it.
So something recently, we sent around 10 students to the Pennsylvania Farm Show to volunteer at various commodity booths and also the Pennsylvania FFA Foundation Food Court booth. Students that volunteer at the Pennsylvania FFA Foundation Food Court booth have the opportunity to gain Scholar Dollars, which is essentially FFA-oriented money that they can put towards any state-level Pennsylvania FFA event of their choosing, such as the Pennsylvania FFA State Convention or the ACES Leadership Conference, and then that money will go towards their fee to attend that event. Within the commodity groups, students had the opportunity to volunteer at booths ranging from maple syrup production to mushrooms to potatoes, and even potato donuts, which was pretty interesting to kind of see that process. During their time volunteering in these booths, these students got to communicate with customers, use real-life skills that they would use in a potential future employment. They got to kind of see what it would be like even to have a real job with time management skills. So I work this shift and I get this much time for a break. And then they also learn customer service skills and being able to teach the farm show goers more about their commodity that they are volunteering within.
As long as with the volunteering, students get to go down one day out of the whole FFA chapter. Not only does this get a place to tour the farm show and just have fun with your friends, but also there was held a career fair, which gets to teach FFA students about future careers that they can go in within agriculture and get to see multiple livestock exhibits they will, or if they want to, they can show.
And on that same day, as the farm show, some kids get the honor of being jacket recipients, which would be they apply to get a jacket, they fill out some questions, and then they get local sponsors from around Athens and Sayre. They sponsor the jackets for them, so they get those for free. And then Keystone degree recipients, those are seniors that have just devoted their time in high school to FFA. They've done great things, and that's their state degree honor. And then this year we also had a Northern Region star, Miss Brooke Geiger. Yeah, congratulations to her.
This year at the lock-in, we had 47 students. It was a night of fun and an opportunity to learn about leadership. We had leadership activities that allowed members to use their skills and other people's skills. We had CDE demonstrations such as FFA knowledge and ag sales. The officers made and brought in yummy food. We had line dancing and lots of games. We also had swimming and karaoke.
Every year in February, the whole United States comes together to celebrate National FFA Week. This is a week where we can all come together and really showcase our accomplishments throughout the year and our pride in FFA. Here at Athens, we have a Spirit Week to showcase our pride. So our members are able to participate in these days, dressing up and having fun activities, while also really just showing our classmates and our peers the things that we do, whether it's winning awards or even those competitions that we worked so hard to get to. This is the week that we showcase it. Shows our pride in agriculture and our faith that this is the future of our country.
On the weekend of February 28th to March 1st, our students had the opportunity to attend the ACES Leadership Conference hosted by our Pennsylvania FFA state officers in Harrisburg. During their time at the ACES Leadership Conference, these students got to attend various leadership workshops such as the 5 levels of leadership and setting our goals and fixing our mindsets to achieve those goals. During this time, students got to communicate with members from all across the state of Pennsylvania, along with our fellow state officers who are very much so mentors to all of us. One of the benefits of this event is that students get to reflect on their time at the ACES Leadership Conference with a really fun dance and also a around 30-minute period of reflections where the state officer team shares inspirational stories to hopefully inspire members that are sitting on the Sheraton common room floor.
So not only do we do events as a chapter, but we also get together on a county level with other chapters as well to participate in various leadership development and fun activities, such as the Bradford County Leadership Meeting. We had that in December, and it is ran by the county officer team. It includes a variety of different workshops, including teamwork and different leadership building. As a county officer myself, it has been so fun to be able to see the new FFA members. It's so nice to connect with them, and event really just sparks this passion in these newer members, and I really love that. Also for FFA week, we do county roller skating. So we just all get together as a county and we have a fun night of roller skating. And at the end of the year, we do a county FFA banquet where the county gets together and basically just reflects and gives out awards for different dedicated members.
With the help of Mrs. Lloyd and Mrs. Johnson, our chapter hosts monthly line dancing lessons the second Thursday of every month. We have opened this up to the entire high school. We learn new songs and relearn the ones that we may have forgotten about. Recently, we started to have games at every line dancing lessons. We typically have around 13 to 14 students attend.
Next, I'll be talking about some of our community service. Not only is it a way for students to get their community service hours for things like National Honor Society or other programs they're in, but it's also a way that we show how passionate we are to our community. Some things that we do the Dairy County Dairy Promotion Booth during the Troy Fair week. We do one night. Next, we do the Bradford County Old Timer Show Antique Tractors. We get to put on a little work show and see and show all these men who are showing their tractors, our FFA, and how it's evolved, because most of them have been in FFA. One thing that we just wrapped up was our Ronald McDonald House, and we raised over $700. And we also paired with the Kids Can't Fight Cancer Alone to help do that.
So another really important thing that we do for our chapter is fundraising. So as much as we want to do all sorts of things for our chapter, sadly we do need money for it. So during the fall time, we do a fruit sale. So students can purchase and sell various types of fruit, from like pineapples, apples, things like that, which are all imported directly from Florida. And they sell them, and then they can raise money for their own account and for our FFA chapter. Those get delivered, and then we have students help to distribute those out to the community. And just recently, we wrapped up our strawberry sale, which is another fruit sale that we do that gets directly imported from Florida. It's the same sort of concept where students can go out to the community. It helps us connect with the community because we can sell our fruit as well as making money for our chapter.
This all starts in the classroom. Our members have to take the class to be able to be involved in all of these fun activities that we have talked about. So we have many class choices, all starting with Intro to Ag. They have to know the fundamentals before they can go any further in their FFA and agricultural journey. So some of our classes include Animal Science, Vet Science, Ag Mech 1 and 2, Horticulture, Ag Business, Food Science, and we also have SAE Independent Study. So some of these projects, they are very hands-on within these classrooms. That's what draws our members to us, is how hands-on we do. And for example, this year I took Ag Business. So one of the things we got to do, and one of the most important things I took away from this, is building a resume and a cover letter, and then having an interview with some of the individuals in this room. Thank you so much for taking your time to do that. It has really shaped me and my classmates and my peers to really the professional person I am today. We have other examples, which I will turn over to Abram Steinfeld. He knows best.
Okay. In Ag Mech 2, we've been working on a Ford 1957 900 tractor. The hope is to get it running pretty soon, if we don't destroy it more in the process. But anyway, we've learned a lot about internal combustion engines, how they work, how that makes the tractor wheels spin, and how farmers get stuff done with them, how they make our lives easier. So the hope is, when we get it done, we're going to paint it, and it's going to look real nice, and we're going to take it down to the farm show and enter it into a competition. And that's going to go against other chapters from around the state. They're going to bring theirs in, and they'll be judged on how well they look, basically. And then outside of the tractor, students have been learning MIG welding, TIG welding, stick welding, all those. And then I know that Ag Mech 2 students also get their OSHA 10 certification, which is pretty helpful for most people in their future careers. So, thank you.
If you turn to the last page of our presentation, you'll see a picture of our pride. That is our FFA chapter posed for our yearbook picture. It really just represents, there's some kids in their official dress that they wore all day during school. It's really something that it takes a lot of pride to do. and a lot of courage. Because to stand up in front of your peers and talk like these individuals behind me, and to wear this jacket means a lot more than just blue corduroy. I really hope that this has really struck your heart like it struck mine freshman year, 8th grade actually, with Mrs. Bidlack, thank you to her. And I really just, I hope that you realize that this leadership in this program is shaping the future of our world today in our community. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, we would love to answer them.
I don't have any questions. I just want to say, like, first of all, you guys all do a great job every year. When we see the agenda, I see you all on the agenda, I look forward to it. The only thing more impressive than all the things that you do is how you communicate it. You all communicate very, very well. You do a great job as a testament to yourselves as well as to your teachers and your advisors as well. So thank you for the time here today.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to add real quick, so there is a lasting impression in what you guys do. My father graduated high school in 1964, and until he passed, he talked many times about his FFA. He remembered going out west, and it was just the lasting impact it had on him with everything he did in life. So I think it's a good thing you guys are doing this.
Yes, thank you.
Be very proud of yourselves.
I think this program really shows people, when we communicate it, that agriculture is not just the food you eat and the cows you see in the fields. It's the clothes you wear. It's the way you get to work every single day. It is our world, the backbone of Pennsylvania and our nation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Well, thank you all. Thank you both for the presentations. We are going to take a brief break for a short executive session. We'll be back momentarily.
Selling cheesecake. You have any extra cheesecake? If you do, I want it. Okay. Let me know. I texted you. All right.
Heather, can you hear us now?
You should be able to do it without logging in. You won't let you do it? Yes, I won't let you do it.
I will,
Interesting.
Jay, I will make sure you're okay next. I promise.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm logged in as Natalie. That's why mine works.
You're not Lisa Brown?
No, I'm Natalie
Lisa
now.
Brown was Lisa.
All right. Well, we're back.
I'm John, so that's good.
Hey, it's good that you're John.
Needle and,
Yeah, so that was a brief exec session for both legal and contracts. So now we'll pick up in section 4 for committee reports. We'll start with finance and operations.
We did have a committee report on operations tonight, some things to go over. Kyle has done a great job with us getting us up to date and up to speed on some things. Right now, they had the high school pool secondary recirculation pump is rebuilt and replacement. They're going to do that. It's going to be about a 6 to 8 week lead time to get that done. They talked about the other issue at SRU with the well. They've done some things to make it so it's working okay right now. They're doing some investigating, so they're going to get back to us on that as soon as they can. Lynch parking lot lift lights, or the lot lights repairs, and they're going to do some work there. And the infield diamond dirt, they've ordered that for the year, so I think they're moving forward on everything. And that pretty much sums it up, and he did an excellent job with the workout, or the work order reports, letting us know how the facility's doing. So he's done a real good job. Thank you.
Thank you. So next we'll move on to personnel and policy. I'll provide that summary this evening. So in section 11 of the agenda tonight, there's a handful of policies that we're going to review. So there's procurement and district social media that are both second read, so we're going to keep those a second read to do the final vote on those this evening. We also have 006 meetings and 204 attendance, which are both noted as first read. We're going to keep those as first read. We've got to make a couple updates to those, so they'll be second read next time. And then there's two others, both weapons and school report cards that were initially on for first read. We're going to move those to second read tonight since there's no changes to those, so those are staying as is. In addition to those 6 policies, we also had a brief conversation tonight on a potential new policy for booster organizations. That is not on the agenda tonight. There's still some work that the committee has to do around that, so we'll provide updates on that policy in future meetings. Okay, next we'll move over to curriculum and instruction.
All right. Interesting meeting today. We just found out that we had a little bit of a thing. The number of class periods is dropping from 9 to 8 next year. There may be a slight increase in the time per class, so it's going to work out kind of well, I think. They are, because of the drop in class, lowering the graduating requirements from 26 to 24. Now, the state mandate is 21, so we're still well above the state mandate. In this decision, they use the LAC, which is the committees from the community, the teachers, and the student interest. They streamlined the classes that they had, got rid of some things that are duplicated, and included them in classrooms. The time frame is a little short because they need to start getting the schedules done. So tonight we need to look at and approve the course agenda, as we just talked about. We also talked about the E-rate money. We have a lot of infrastructure. E-rate money is from the state. It's on a 4-year increment, only to be spent on infrastructure. Reimbursement rates are normally 85 to 90%. There is going to be a cost because of the way our infrastructure is for our technology. It needs to be updated. Some of the units, I should say, are well past their expiration dates, and it's creating problems. They mentioned that it's going to cost about $300,000 at an 85 to 90% reimbursement rate. So the district cost would be about $45,000. And that's after 15. If it was at the 90, it'd be less than that. And this would be for the 26-27 school year. Any questions?
Thank you. Next, we'll go on to the extracurricular committee.
All right, since our last meeting, we've met twice, I believe. We completed all the fall coaches evaluations and completed the winter coaches evaluations. We did decide to end we're not renewing our contract with Friends with Fitness. we've had several talks about budget and staffing. With our winter sports teams, both basketball teams competed in the district tournament. Our bocce ball team took 4th place in their district tournament. We had several boys and girls wrestlers compete at districts and regionals. We did have one boy compete at the AAA state wrestling tournament, and we had 4 girls compete at the state tournament. Leah Nason and Hannah Rathman both brought home Athens' first state wrestling medal, so congratulations to them. And our swim team is competing at states, I believe, the end of this week.
Thank you.
I just want to add for extracurricular that the ASAG will be having their performance of Frozen next weekend.
Frozen next weekend.
Thank you. All right, so next we'll move on to you, Dr. Stage, for your report this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Owen. I do have a few things in addition to the update from the curriculum committee where we are changing the schedule. I do have several other changes. This is based upon, we're moving into a world where we need to think more about accountability. We have to listen to the feedback that we get and make some changes. So every now and then it's good to look at what you're doing and kind of correct. So just so everyone knows, there will be no spring conferences. We only do fall conferences now. So the teachers will be reaching out to students as needed throughout the spring. Mrs. Rhodes is finalizing the agenda and plans for our March in-service days, which happen, I believe, next week or the week after. I'm sorry, the week after, Thursday and Friday, 26th and 28th, or 27th and 28th. Okay, I won't be here. We have, this is our last year for flexible instructional days. This allows us to close school and work remotely because of Act 56, which changed the requirement for counting time. It is now 180 days or 900 and 990 hours. We will not be reapplying for FID. It's a lot of work for very little return, so we're no longer required to do it. We can still take remote work days, and this summer we'll be updating and changing what a remote day looks like for students, staff, and everyone else in between. We are going to look at more synchronous connection and making it more relevant and rigorous. However, we have to identify the fact that we'll be using and requiring less use of technology, which I'll address here in a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Summer school. Summer school has been a bone of contention for a number of years for myself and the administrative team and teachers. We are changing our summer school program. We will only be offering summer school for credit recovery, and that is for students only in grades 9 through 12. There will be no summer school offered for middle school. It'll be Mr. Schmeg and Mrs. Westbrook's job to communicate that, and teachers will need to be working with parents now to make plans. Going forward, summer school will not be a self-paced online program. There's no value to that, in my opinion, and I don't see the relevance, and there's no mastery of learning that awarding a credit deserves. So it'll be in-person, direct instruction, focused on filling the learning gaps. We will be retooling that from the bottom up. I also want everyone to know that it will not be free to students anymore, and the fee structure will be coming within the next week or so. I asked it to be cost neutral, but I will defer to the committee that has been designated to do that. I've asked Tracy, Mary Ellen, and David Gabriel to sit down and discuss that this week, and so you guys will hear about that. Technology for 26 and 27. We have been a one-to-one district for about 8 years, and I'm going to be very honest with everybody. I'm very confident that we need to take a step back from the use of technology. It is a great supplemental learning tool, but it cannot be the only thing. We all see the impact of screen time and the technology that has on our students. We see it in the behaviors, we see it in the attention spans, we see it in their emotional, relational, and IQ intelligence of all of our students. We will not have one-to-one devices K through 8 next year, but I assure you, every classroom will still have access to devices through carts, that either being iPads or Chromebooks, when needed for instruction, projects, or testing. There will be plenty to go around, but the idea of us being a tech-forward school needs to take a step back and realize that face-to-face time is more valuable than anything else that we can do. The start of school next year for 26-27, as we look ahead to next school year, among changing the schedule from a 9-period day to 8-period day, We're changing the schedule at the middle school and at the elementary school. We are also trying to shift our start of the day closer to instructional time starting at 8:30 a.m. This reflects what research and many of our own professional conversations have long supported, that students need to start later in the day. This also aligns us with potential impending Pennsylvania legislation, including House Bill 2125 and House Resolution 273. We are also shifting with every school in the Career Center attendance area. As part of this shift, we're going to expect, we typically have teachers gather at the end of school to do their PLC time. We're going to potentially move that to the morning to allow more uninterrupted time for them to work collaboratively. Our principals are working on updated bell schedules. You will see that in the April board meeting for your approval. Staffing, I just want to reiterate to everyone, we are close to wrapping up our remaining moves within the next week or so. I just want to emphasize that through 3 years of declining enrollment, our continued budget pressure has required us to right-size the staffing of our district, and our goal has been able to make these changes through attrition and internal moves wherever and whenever possible in the effort to avoid furloughs. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. As we continue to monitor enrollment and financial trends, we will need to remain thoughtful about staffing levels moving forward. And I just want to make that very clear to everybody sitting here and watching online. Lastly, I want to thank Kyle Myers, Tracy Gilland, all the principals, Chris Gorsline, for working very, very hard of stripping away anything that you feel is unnecessary in your budgets so that we didn't have to go any deeper. We're still going to have a deficit when we present our preliminary budget, but I'm going to tell you what, we've done everything humanly possible to make sure that there is nothing left for fluff on the table. So that concludes my report, and I will take questions if you have them.
Thank you, Dr. Stage.
Yes, we will be doing summer rec this year. You'll see on the agenda, we are adjusting our rates. It'll match a local school district's rates. We are in need of a summer rec coordinator, and if anybody was looking to do that, contact myself or Mary Ellen Rhodes.
I do have one just quick question, Dr. Stage. On the bid, you mentioned we're not going to reapply, but there's still going to be option for flexibility there
Right.
to not impact the snow days.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, so we can pivot to a remote learning day, and it still counts as hours of instruction. The only thing that I'm going to be very honest with you with a flexible instructional day was that we only were limited to 5, and we had to go through an incredible application process of multiple pages, and there was really no benefit since we are now more focused on meeting the hourly requirement than the day requirement. If we stayed on a 180-day sole schedule, solely based on 180 days, I would have said that we would stick with a flexible instructional days.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Dr. Stage. So next we'll go to update on the Career Center. Mr. Johnson.
I was not present, but I did get an email. I was out of town that week, but they are doing a replacement right now through a grant to do some roofing. They're going to be replacing a roof on a couple of the buildings, but it's going to be under a grant, so that's a big savings to NTCC and the districts as well. So that's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Next, Mr. Barrett for Solicitor's Reports.
I just have a couple files I'm working on. I've responded to one quasi-litigation, and we've got nothing, have heard nothing. And I am still trying to hammer out a settlement with Lowe's. Lowe's has switched attorneys too, at least in Pennsylvania, and they're back at their original settlement. We have a pre-trial, I think, scheduled for next week, and we'll see how that goes. The procedure will be either we settle it or we try it, one of the two. And as I told you, the appraisals are quite a ways apart. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you. So next, that brings us to our first visitor comment section. Do we have any visitor comments this evening on board action items only? Okay, next we'll move on to financial business. Do we have a motion and a second for financial business?
So moved.
Second.
John. Come on, Christine.
Want to say our names too?
All right, so for financial business tonight, we have our typical items. which are the bills, the general fund checks, cafeteria bills, our earned income tax report, our treasurer's reports, our student activity reports, and then we also have a couple special items here this evening, the summer rec program rates that was mentioned earlier. We have an oil and gas lease with Expand Energy, and then an item around the gas lease payments going to capital reserve, and then an update on a purchase of the technology switches that Mr. White mentioned in his update. Dr. Sage, anything you want to provide?
Absolutely. I just want to point out the 2026 summer rec rates. This is only if we are able to staff it with a coordinator, so we'll be working on that. Also, last year we spent approximately $22,000. We charged $50 a student. There was no way we were coming out ahead on that. And obviously, we cannot let this be a revenue or an over or unnecessary expenditure moving forward. So we have to kind of like be cost neutral or close to it.
I just want to point out that charter school year to date is $850,295.83.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board on financial items? Okay, Dr. Sage, we'll go for a vote.
Mr. Bishop.
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick.
Yes.
Mr. Owen.
Yes.
Mrs. Smart, not here. Mr. White.
Yes.
Okay, next we have personnel. Do we have a motion and a second?
Mr. President, could I borrow you for just 2 minutes?
Sign that real quick. All right,
Good sign.
right back.
Want to play music?
Remember.
All right, sorry about that. Real-time signing contracts as we approve them. All right, next, so personnel. Do we have a motion and a second for personnel?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, you get those, Dr. Stage?
I got it this time.
So for personnel this evening, we have a support termination, support resignation, a couple of new support contracts, athletic resignation, some athletic contracts, athletic volunteers, and a volunteer. And everyone should have that listing available. Any questions from anybody on the personnel items? Okay, vote, Dr. Stage.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick.
Yes.
Mr. Owen.
Yes.
Mr. White.
Yes.
And Mr. Bishop.
Yes. Okay, next, do we have a motion and a second for contracts and agreements?
So moved.
Okay, so we have two items here this evening. The first is the special education plan resolution for 2026 to 2029, as well as the Lackawanna College pre-college agreement for 2026 through 2027. Dr. Sage, can you just provide a little summary of each of those, please?
Yeah, on a 3-year cycle, we have to review and adopt a special education plan resolution. Tonight is just the affirmation. It's been publicly displayed for 30 days. It has met with a group of community members, stakeholders. It has been revised slightly, so tonight is the final approval of that. And secondly, the Lackawanna College pre-college agreement is a dual enrollment opportunity for our students to get college credits while attending high school courses. While attending class at high school, I should be more specific.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board on those two items? All right, Dr. Stage?
Mr. Frisbee.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick.
Yes.
Mr. Owen.
Yes.
Mr. White.
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
and Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
Okay, next, we're going to policies. Do we have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so just a reminder from the outbrief earlier from the policy committee meeting. So A and B are both going to stay second read as listed on the agenda. C and D will stay first read as listed on the agenda. And then E and F, we're going to move those both to second read since there were no changes to those policies as they exist today. Any questions from the board on those 6 policies? Okay, Dr. Sage?
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick,
Yes.
Mr. Owen,
Yes.
Mr. White,
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
And Mr. Frisbee.
Yes.
Okay, next do we have a motion and a second for curriculum and instruction?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have several items here.
And this is where I think you need to add an amendment,
Yep.
H.
Yep, so we're going to, is it adding an H or is it modifying?
That's up to Mr. Barrett. You can add H or you can modify B and C.
Might just add a H.
Okay.
And take the superintendent's, my proposal is to change it, but just to be sure, put it on next month's agenda also.
Okay, you got it.
Pass something twice.
We'll double it up. So, letter H, which is a request to change the graduation requirement from 26 credits to 24 credits.
We need a motion to change the agenda,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
and you have to vote on that, Craig.
This came up within the last 24 hours. That's how we had to do it.
Yep. Came up during committee meeting.
Okay.
All right, then we'll take a vote on adding that to
Yep.
the agenda.
Mr. Jones,
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick,
Yes.
Mr. Owen,
Yes.
Mr. White,
Yes.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski.
Yes.
And Mr. Frisbee.
Yes.
And then Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Sorry, got a little ahead of myself.
All right, so that was a vote to add H to the agenda now. So now we have, in this section, we have A through H. So we have A, which is the 2026 through 2027 school year calendar. We have B and C, which are the course booklets, first being for grade 9 and then grades 10 through 12. We also have a couple overnight trip requests, one for regional bands as we speak, right, tomorrow by the looks of it.
Yep.
And then an overnight trip request for the FBLA State Leadership Conference next month. Then we also have the Class of 2027 class trip memo and itinerary, and then the overnight trip request for History Club, and then we have H that we just added, which is changing those graduation requirements for credits.
I have a question.
Yes.
Looking at the calendar for 26, 27,
Yes.
the reason for early dismissals on December 11th, March 5th, and May 14th.
Correct. Do you want to explain it, Mary Ellen? Or I can. Go ahead. Oh, turn the mic on.
Okay. Yeah, so essentially those will be used as data discussion days, PLC. They'll give our teachers an opportunity to assess. So we'll build our assessment calendar, which will include our major assessments that we give students from our Acadience data at the elementary level to our Firefly assessments that mirror the PSSAs and Keystones, and we'll use that time to provide an opportunity for our teachers to PLC amongst each other. Hopefully we're going to include the IU in part of these discussions as I work to build my contract with them for next year, and it'll give the teachers an opportunity for that time to have that collaborative discussion and then make adjustments to their curriculum and instruction in order to meet the needs of the students.
Right.
And I appreciate that the parent-teacher conferences are on a no-school day.
Yep.
So we're not taking 2 days of parent-teacher conferences.
A lot of that came from a lot of feedback that Mrs. Rhodes took. She asked everybody under the sun.
Yeah, our faculty and staff was great. I asked if anyone had anything to share, and I got some really good feedback. Some I wasn't able to do for various things like, seat time at Northern Tier Career Center, or just the way like holidays just happen to fall this year that you might not be thinking ahead to, or the change of the Super Bowl, all those things that you can't quite predict, but was able to try to implement as many of the suggestions as I possibly could.
Thank you. I also want to comment on the senior trip for 27.
Yes, ma'am.
And appreciate it getting in and giving the kids time to fundraise.
Yep, and they've been
Parents.
fundraising for multiple years now.
And as always, the History Club has their stuff in on time, or way before time.
Mhm.
And it's a great trip, so if she needs any chaperones, let me know.
I will do that. And also, it's not during the school year.
Exactly. And I think that's great. I mean, I love that the kids, it's a great opportunity for our district and the kids, and
Yep.
I'm excited that it's during the summer as well.
Absolutely. All right.
Any other questions from the board on A through H? Okay, Dr. Sage.
Mrs. Minnick.
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, next we'll move on to transportation. Motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have the updated drivers list this evening, which just includes one addition and one removal for drivers. Any questions from anybody on that update? Okay, Dr. Sage?
Mr. Owen?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick?
Yes.
Okay, next, buildings and grounds. We have a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have two items here, the generator preventative maintenance contracts and the safety dollars memo. Dr. Sage, anything you want to add on any of those?
No, yes, thank you, Kyle, for making sure our generators are maintained and working. That's always a rough day when they don't turn on. And the safety bollards, I just want to point out that they are already booked and planned within our 2024-25 PCCD grant. So that money is grant funded. It's something, and we can only spend that money on safety bollards. And those are the big concrete things that you see at like Target that prevent people from driving through.
So will that be at the entrance of all the buildings?
Yeah, they'll be at the entrance of all of our buildings, and so it's just another safety measure to prevent any uninterrupted entry into, or unimpeded entry into our buildings.
So will it be like every entrance, like I'm thinking of the high school?
Main entrances was where our priority is to start.
Okay.
It's just depending on cost of bollards.
What's the time frame we're looking to install those? Is that gonna be?
I think we have to have everything spent and paid and through by June 30.
Okay.
Glad I knew that.
The full information.
Yep,
Any other questions from the board on those two items?
I hope not.
All right, we'll go for a vote next.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Cheresnowski?
Yes.
Mr. Frisbee?
Yep.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnick?
Yes.
Mr. Owen?
Yes. Okay, we have nothing this month under other business. Brings us to our second last visitor comment section. Any visitor comments this evening?
I have one item, if there's nobody.
Okay.
Apologies. I know, but
Bring that
I
board
forgot it.
discussion items, right?
Yeah, I will.
All right. All right, so the next board communications, no action there, so just the materials there for everybody. So that brings us to board discussion items. So Dr. Sage, take us away with.
Yeah, so in front of you all is a magazine. It's actually a newspaper. It is a bi-monthly, every 2-month newspaper. It's called Ninau Dajik. It is the largest Welsh American newspaper. It's widely distributed both in North America and in Wales. If you notice, the article on your right-hand side is the Bridges Across America program, where 10 of our students are going to be traveling to Wales in June to sit in classrooms of 19, which is the whole 6th grade there, students' body for a week. We've been working diligently since August. We've been meeting once a month with those students, getting to know each other. We are getting support from the Welsh National Association of America, the Welsh Society of the Southern Tier, and the Pennsylvania Welsh Society are supporting us in this endeavor now. And I just wanted to point out that this paper highlights some of the great things, and they're going to do a follow-up article after we go. So the intent is to spend 10 days in Wales, and it will be 5 days immersed in the classroom experience with students, learning what it's like to be a student in the Welsh schools. And then we'll also spend 3 days exploring London on our way back. And that'll be June 20th through June 30th. And I think it's absolutely incredible to watch the growth of these 10 and 11-year-old kids who are going to take off and fly across the Atlantic with myself and Mrs. Cheranowski and experience life outside of Bradford County.
Thank you, Dr. Stage. And I'll just add one more thing in the board discussion item, since Christine's not here, just a reminder, everyone has the ethics form in front of them. Make sure you fill it out for this year and get that back to Christine. Either fill it out paper form or you can fill it out online and just let Christine know that you submitted it online. It looks like that's due by the end of April. Okay, any other discussion items from the board this evening? Okay, so to wrap us up, our next meeting is Tuesday, April 14th, right here at 7 o'clock, preceded by the committees at 6:15. We had the exec session earlier, so there's no need for an exec session to follow this evening. So it's time to adjourn. Do we have a motion and a second to adjourn?
So move.
Second. All right, good evening. Thank you.
Good meeting, folks. No. No, that's actually the headquarters of the Welsh, North American Welsh Society. So Megan Williams is the executive secretary of the Welsh North American Society, and she's also the editor of the newspaper. Her father is Dr. David Allen. He lives in Rigo, and he's the president of the Welsh Society. Oh, yeah? He's 86 years old, and he's I had to go speak at the St. David's Day Festival feast they had last Sunday. Oh, yeah?